But we're back to streaming. Crap. Again. All right. Had to get some food. All right, so let's get that hair update in here. Don't know why this is gigantic. Correct. Wants to update the material. It's probably okay. All right, nothing exploded. Good. So we can cross that off. Yay. All right. Now, one thing I'm not enjoying about our face tracking is how far the lips deform on some of these shapes. So I think it'd be funnel here. Get a preview of the X. See, it looks pretty mild here. Here. But it seems to get really distended when we do the mouth close and the mouth funnel. I guess we could test that right now. Right. Ba, ba, ba. Oh, we replaced it with ooh. Ooh. And it's still there, which means it's a different lens shape that's doing that. Let's look at vNyan lens shape. Well, I'm curious about this. Yeah, let's also test these ones. Aha! It is messed up. Okay, good. That's a relief, to be honest. And I see how that's happening. We're playing the animation, but the animation is not going to affect the blend shapes on the body. Yeah, I'm getting hit with bots. Shit ton of bots today. I stream really well. Yay. Banned. All right, this one's blep, so let's go down, find blep. Boom. All right, we're just doing that for all these. Flush. Confusion. Happy. Neutral. That's fine. Bad. Come back to that one because we'll need to make some special logic for the tiers. The tiers. My God. You know, I'm a real person dedicated to Sport F fan. You add me on hot Discord tags in your area. You got me for a second. I was like, another one. All right. Another big thing is we need to remove position from ear. You know. I'm wondering if we should actually just use all of these as pure animation rather than blend shapes. Little hot chat bot with my swim stakes. 3,000 subs. One easy click. All right, I think we're good here. Except for the position data. So I think I need to test it in vNyan again. So we'll click vNyan, avatar, export vNyan avatar. It wants to put it here. That is just a random location. Okay, it's annoying. I want this spot. Loading. All right. Exported. Let's open it up. All right. Open Sesame. Boom. Yay. You can see me eating. All right. Where's my graph? Oh, here is there space? My Hello, Foxhound. Sent you a message when you get the chance. I'll check it out. Heck yeah. How do I find nodes? This is um well, it can't be that far out there. We're losing the grid. But damn. I really lose my graph? That's a bummer. Hmm. Well, fuck. I mean, it could, the graph could be here. Would have expected to have seen it by now, but can't can't zoom to select it. Where is it? Okay, well, delete and delete. Guess we're doing it from scratch. We'll call this one Orion. Rename. And we'll delete this one. And okay. I'm gonna start in the bottom left so I know where to look every time. All right. I guess I could split up stuff, do expressions just in one, but let's keep it simple. The main thing are these triggers. And damn, really annoying to have to redo all of this. I wonder what happened. I feel like last few times I haven't had to reset these at all. Must be something a little broken. That's okay. Make sure to export before we close. All right. So these are going to set blend shapes. To 0. So we'll start this one. Should be BRC expression underscore. We'll set it to 0. Not necessarily instant. 0.1. I don't know. Maybe I should put that on a value we can sample. We'll do that if we get it for that. So copy, paste. Do 8 nodes, I think. Okay. Wire them all up. At least I figured out what I needed to do before we lost it. Or got reset. Right. Excuse me. So this will reset expressions, and then we just need to put in the expressions angry. Got my list up. Yeah. Angry, blush, confusion, happy, sad, shock, smirk. Those are all the expressions, and they're all getting reset. Only one other thing we want to add, which is a call trigger. Set expressions now, and it will be a hotkey that we can call. And we'll set that hotkey to, oh, interesting. Oh, set that hotkey, bam, 2, 1. All right, so now we can reset stuff. Very useful. Okay. Next, what we want to do is set expression. What is that going to do? Going to take a text blend shape. So blend shape name will be text1. We'll set it to 100. Not instantly. We don't want to use it as a toggle. And yeah, we just feed in the text. So whenever we want to set the expression, I'm actually going to make another function, which is set expression and reset. That way we can wrap this node. That's its own thing. Set expression and reset. Put them right next to each other. But I would want one more to do both, which is set expression set. Something like that. Then we can call trigger. Set expression. And we want to do that next frame using this text. So yeah, that's where it goes. The text one goes in there, sets the name. We do a next frame. And then this frame, we will delete all trigger, which does what we want to reset expressions. Do that now. This is low level, this is mid level. Because we're taking the little functions we made here and we're calling them there. Let's export this one. I'm tired of losing that, so we'll go to client work. Iris. You know what? Why don't we save it in the character for now? vNyan graphs. That's where we'd like to save it. And we'll call this Orion graph whip. Oh, one. Save. Keeps jumping around. The freaking, you have to use the middle mouse button to move around, but my okay. So now we can reset these expressions, and we can also do another call trigger for set expression and reset. And we want to do that now. And we'll need a hotkey, because we're going to actually be doing the expressions. So the hotkey triggers this. And we want to put in a custom text value. Let me take a little bite real quick. Couldn't really find a good text input though. Might be missing something here, but this is the only one that seemed to work. Okay, so here are the actual individual expressions. Let's see if it works. So set this to 2. And so when we click it, it should set the character to angry. Yay! And then 1 resets. 2, 1, 2, Yay! Oh, wow, this is the cleanest vNyan graph I've made yet. Things are making sense now. Okay. Excuse me. Hotkey. Hotkey. Ah. Still eating my sauerkraut over here. Let's take a look at Foxhound's message. I'm confused. Why does this need expression triggers if you're doing face tracking? So face tracking only gives you a certain range of expressions. If you wanted to do very specific ones, or just think about like sticking out your tongue accurately, uh, or folding the ears back, or doing things that could be a little bit extra, hard eyes, things like that, then you would want triggers. You'd want custom animations. I'm gonna mark this up. Sound. Let's do a full response. More work to the clothing assets is all outside of the model itself. I'd like a structure, texture, color change on the shirts attached to the model. And the tank top and silk texture. Similar to what you did for gestures in VRC. Exactly. Yeah. There's just a lot of things that you. The really interesting thing I keep finding about digital things is there's no if there's no logic, like I don't know, if it doesn't exist, then there's nothing to do there, so you have to make so much custom logic and stuff, which is kind of fun, but it's a difficult barrier at first. Now I just spend a lot of my time in graphs making node trees and logic graphs and stuff, which is kind of fun. Let's place the navy camo shirt with a black dress shirt. The shirt completely buttoned. Below the jacket fully, so more of the chest and waistline are visible. Okay, let me review a file really quick. That's the best way to do that. I'm actually going to use so many. It's too cluttered. I can't see anything. Blender 4.5, because this one should be able to open up Foxhound no problem. I can't remember when I worked on Foxhound last. Oh, I written my. Oh wait, Dumbo. Read. Yeah, I think one of the. That again, I'm spacing out. Line work, Foxhound. One of the things that's really challenging in this space when you because you are interested in commissions is you do you really it'd be pretty easy to leave your clients in the dust with a lot of technical issues. Like you're like, oh, they commissioned me to make this and I made it for them and I'm done. But at the same time, it's like a lot of there's a lot of technical knowledge that goes into these kinds of things, and I think one of the main issues that people end up having is with that my clients end up having is just like with the software, being able to be flexible with it and add their own stuff, or change how things are working. If you don't know you're gonna encounter that kind of stuff, it is kind of surprising with the VTubing. You're like, oh shit, there's a lot of stuff. Okay, so three main requests were turn the tank top into a simple texture, make glossy, reflective black, place the navy camo shirt, the black dress shirt. Let me just open up. When I watch your streams, I really second guess whatever technical knowledge I actually have. It's sad, but mastering all the art part is just the entry point. It definitely, there's a lot. What I've kind of felt recently though is there is, in a way, this is a very maybe not applicable thing to say, but it all kind of works the same. All the, like, at the end of the day, you're just moving points and faces and edges around. And there is kind of like a, there is something that ties it all together. Like when you've been pushing into that space for a while, I do think that there is kind of like a perspective you can get where, like, oh, it is all just kind of the same stuff at the end of the day. Kind of a goofy thing to say, but I'll be right back. One second. The art is the marketing that attracts clients, but the technical is what makes the client recommend you for further work. And I think even in this space of potential AI and stuff like that, I do think that there will always be something kind of like that, where there is a technical knowledge barrier. And that's where a lot of, like, even within drawing and stuff like that, like technique and workflow and process, um, how do you translate intent into results, will still always be quite valuable. But yeah, I don't disagree with marketing and stuff like that. I think recently my thought process, what I've, because I'm pretty easily swept up into new projects and new ideas and stuff like that, and I've recently just kind of continued to reaffirm to myself that VR is the space that I absolutely want to be in, because there's just so much happening here, and there will be so much more happening here in time, and uh, I I would really love to make a, like, a VR portfolio space for myself, some sort of like shop front and VR chat. I think that's going to be one of the next things I start making. All right. So this will be 3. Where's my little list? Left. Four. Blush. Should have this memorized by now. 100th time putting it in. What was the latest thing in VRC that you said would make creation more easily? Because I only know you because you make VRC Abbeys, though I know you've made a bunch of stuff for a world in Resonite. Maybe I'm wrong. I was working in Resonite for a while, and I had a lot of ideas there, but honestly, I don't enjoy working in VR. not yet, and there's some hard limitations there too. But as for making creation easier, so I'm going to open up the Creator Companion here. So you'd want to still just figure out how to make like a pretty simple avatar. You could just start by uploading an avatar that someone else has already made. That really simplifies it. It's like, how do I just upload an avatar? And that's where I'd start. And then once you're in there, there are these tools. VRC Fury specifically is the one I use. And this is like a way to do certain things like add toggles to your character. Say you want to turn an object on and off or play an animation, things like that. It handles integrating that animation. So you're not doing everything from scratch. And it helps you work in like a non-destructive way. Like you can just add stuff to your character downstream. So for example, people use that a lot to add clothing to their characters non-destructively. Oh damn it, I changed the hotkey. So, yeah, I did. 5, 6, 3. Seven. The like full lean over on the tracking is hilarious. I only know you because oh sorry, I read that already. Blush. I just did happy. That should be sad, shock, smirk. Okay, let's test it out. Oop. So, boom, boom. Ignoring the eye tracking failing, but interesting. Am I missing some? So this is 1, 3. Let's just start at the beginning. So 2 is angry. 3 is blep. 4 is blush. 5 is confusion. That one's not playing. Pad 5, confusion. Okay, so that one's not working. Then we hit happy, which is 6. That one's working. 7, working. 8, 9. Which one's blush again? 4. 4. There we go. Cool. Cute. Only one's not working. Confusion. How did I misspell that? VRC XP confusion. Maybe we simply didn't assign it back. This avatar's 01. Let's close this. Okay. Back here. Oh, one other thing to think about too with the VR chat space is if you do learn just the technical aspects like uploading things, just doing simple edits. People pay for that as well. Like, you don't have to, you can learn specific things quite well. Or if you already have specific skills, like say you know how to rig, and you could just look for people that need help with rigging, or you know how to make Unity environments. Um, you could do just that. I feel like there's a lot of specialization that could come about. Place that, place it. But plain it's not enough. We need a confusion. Body does have it enabled. We can definitely see it on the character. Underscore confusion. There's no space. Let me just copy that name exactly. Back to vNyan. Boom. I don't see any difference there. Set expression and reset now. Text 1. Oh, numpad 5. Okay, that's the issue. 5. Perfect. So, huh? The eyes closing keeps confusing me because I just don't expect it. Sometimes it feels like it's fine, and at times not so much. Clothing non-destructively sounds like modular character, but I don't think that's how it works there. So yeah, modular character. There is another system in VR chat that's quite similar. I think I uninstalled it, but yeah, modular avatar, very similar, similar kind of thing. Case of non-destructive clothing, does it work with character modularity, or do you have to layer the clothing in order to make it work? Uh, so you would still need to, like, say you have a shirt that disables part of the body, and then you have a jacket that also disables that part of the body. They're not going to natively know that they need to like turn each other off. You would have to include that. But VRC Fury has something called exclusive tags. So you can basically tell the logic it's setting up, like, hey, these two options conflict, so only one can be on at one time. And then if you really need more logic, you can just make custom animators, and then you're getting into full customization territory. But for most, I'd say for 80% of stuff, it covers it. Okay, so expressions are done. Now we need to add the rest of our logic. Let's export this and save it. Man, it doesn't save. That's bullshit. Doesn't save my graph's location. I'm just going to save it like this. Okay. Now we have it backed up, just in case. All right, let's think. What's next? So expressions. Let's do the hoodie next, because we got a few of those. In fact, if we look at here, we can see we have those options right there. Just gonna take a picture of them. Let's do it one at a time. These are simple. So it should just be hotkey. And a hate this thing. Let's see. So sets this, and we'll do toggle. Act as a toggle. First one is hoodie open, and we'll set that to numpad. And it sets it to, should actually see it move now. Cool. So now we can open and close the hoodie. We got a little time, so let's see. That's cool. All right. But we still haven't updated the hair, so we're still seeing this issue there. That's okay. I'm going to wrap, copy, paste. Just because they're a little easier to work with this way. So this will be 2, and we'll call this hoodie. Oh, very cool. Very, very cool. Dude, dude. It is not changing the hair though. It should adjust the hair clip values. Thank you, thank you. I really like how that's looking, but you're missing one part to it. The little, you can see that the hair's still clipped. There should be more hair when the hood comes off. So hair and hood down. Cool. All right. Remap position, ear animation. Okay. No, interestingly enough, those looked fine with all the expressions. I didn't have any issues with the ears flying around. Ooh. That was awesome. All right. One more hood. Hoodie off. So, paste 2 nodes. This will be, you guessed it, numpad 3. And hoodie. Bada boom. That one should have instant. Okay, so right now the hood on and off is controlling the hair, but we don't want the hoodie itself to do that, just the hood. Okay, so back to here. In our animations, hoodie down, hoodie on. So when the hoodie oh, this is a little goofy. We kind of would want to start with the hood down, or wait, okay. It's a little backwards in a way. The flipping isn't quite in the same state. Either way, let's take hoodie on. We have these discards. We want the one for the hair. We'll copy that. And we'll paste it here, because that's what needs to worry about it. So when the hoodie is down, we'd actually want to turn it off. Okay. This will need its own little logic, most likely. Okay, hoodie goes down. body does that. Which means by default, we would want it already off, like so. Goofy. No, that's wrong. I can't set a material property through vNyan, right? Let's see. Material. Nope. No, nothing there. Can change. All right, then let's add a new blend shape. So we'll delete this. We'll go to our blend shape here. Okay, sorry. Let me think about it. That's interesting. So when the hood starts up, yep, definitely need it to be a separate state completely. That's gonna be the only easy way to do it. Okay, so we go to the blend shape avatar, boom, we click, we're gonna make a new one. We're gonna call this hair flip. Save. Then on the animation, we add this here, hair clip, boom, and go to the character, create, animation, Orion, hair, flip, boom, paste. Then in hoodie down, we'll just get rid of that value completely. Now the hoodie animations don't worry about clipping the hair. Our logic in vNyan will worry about clipping the hair. And we can leave it on then. Good. Solid. Okay, let's export. Just in case, was there anything else I need to update before coming back? All right. There's still a hole on the hand. That is odd. It's interesting because I don't think it's actually a hole. It looks like a smudge or some sort of texturing issue. Because if it was a hole, if I turned it to the side, I'd be able to see through it. Can I? Oh, let's actually just leave the hand there. Yeah, that is actually a hole. Okay, but if I see it here, but don't see it elsewhere, you know what it probably is? A UV discard issue. Not an actual problem with the mesh getting imported. So if we go to the body, that's the hair I'm messing around with. Body. Special. Dang. Okay. Well, good to know. That means I gotta go into Blender one more time. Bleh. Nothing like some final things to clean up. La 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 la. All right, back to Blender. for that to be there, that means on the low poly body, when we are adjusting our offset UV map, we're using this selection, mask UVD body. I'm guessing there's a stray point being selected, like that one right there. The other ones, just go into edit mode, select them. All right, back all the way to the beginning. And we update. I'm gonna go to the restroom really quick. Be right back. All right, back again. So it looks like the body updated just fine. Oh, no, it didn't. It's tricky, but if that UV map order is incorrect, I gotta redo it. It's gotten me a few times already. I don't know why that happens. Need to update my script because that's a bug. Ugh, too many things to do. Well, it's taking some time. Oh, my mic wasn't working. Well, hope everyone's having a good day out there. Double check the masks. Sorry, UV maps. Update the body. Means we have to open Avatar 1. All right. That's the vNyan project. It's our Avatar 01. This is still exporting. It only takes 1 million billion years. Oh, you know what? Well, I'm glad I did update that one because that would have come back to haunt me at some point. All right, boom. Okay. But what I need to do is actually export both of them as well. This time to the vNyan project, because we have our own FBX right here, which contains everything. Boom, 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 boom. Export there too. 1 million billion exports. That's A-okay. Our avatar did just get updated. Let's confirm by testing the material. No. Hmm. I actually updated it in this project. That's okay. Okay. After Blender is done exporting one more time, we got one more export to do. And then technically, there we go. Okay, so we've exported. Uh, and then, do I want to export one? I guess I have to. All right, one more export this time. Here, without the hoodie. This one, please. Yay. The slowest part of this work is updating files, for sure. And just waiting on stuff to load. Maybe I need a faster hard drive. Both files were updated. I want to make sure I have an up-to-date Unity package. Good. Really need anything other than this. But... Oh my God, did I just update that one again? Yep. Jesus. But that means I did update it properly. Okay, yay, okay, good. Everything's good, yay. Awesome. Export. D. Client. Unity. 12. And this is UV discard and fixed. The reason I'm doing this is because I don't, Unity's a little goofy. I don't want it to record that FBX file as a different file. Because I updated it differently. It should be fine, but you never know. For posterity's sake. All right, this is importing just the good, which means we go to the body and we can test. Yes, that's what we want. Good stuff. Okay, so now that we've done that, we can get the proper hair clipping animation, which is now assigned to its own value and has its own animation right here, which value of 1, so it should turn that off. Okay, we'll save. And when we update the file, we want to update this one right there. Okay, so file, vNyan, avatar. We're selecting this. vNyan, avatar, export vNyan avatar. Boom. This one, save. Yep. Loading. Loading, loading. Loading. Loading, loading. Exported to vNyan. Now we can simply drag this in. It's going to update. The hair clip is separate. Now that we've done this. All right. So this one is going to be a little different. Hood down. So we need to create a little situation here. So we're gonna do this. Let's make bool. What is these? Woo! Excuse me. We can't toggle a parameter. I guess we would need a gate. Bool logic. Filter parameter. Filter bool. Goofy. Okay. So, when the hood is down, like it is right now, okay, we can sample the hood actually. So we'd want to say blend shape tracking. No. It's just a toggle. I just want to find the value. To param. Okay. Question mark. Yeah, no, that's right. Okay, so blend shape name, hoodie. Yeah. Param name is down. Right. So we hit this hotkey, and it's gonna go. I need to look at this parameter. So that's the first thing it does. And then I guess we would need to make a function. So call trigger, and we'll call it next frame. And we'll call this inner flip check. All right. So it updates that parameter. Goes, hey, what's the current value? The other side of the trigger. We get. So we want to compare decimal. Uh, parameter name, put down to 0.5 or 50. Okay. Actually, we just say 0. So is it 0? So we compare this decimal. And it goes, is hood down 0? It is. It equals 0. Ah. Interesting. Doesn't necessarily do this in order. Oh, I had it in my head. Now it's a little goofy. Okay. Should be simpler than this. It equals 0. We set it to 100. Not toggling, we're just setting it. Then we'd actually want to also set the hair clip, which is our new animation value. There, space, clip. Set that to 100 as well. That's if it equals. Bam. And if it's greater than 0, then it does kind of the opposite, which is sets this to 0 and sets this one to guessed it, 0. So this is kind of a scuffed toggle. So it updates the parameter. So basically it goes, hey, here's what the current parameter is. Call this next frame. Then it checks it and goes, hey, is it working or not? All right, that's on numpad 2. All right. That's not working. So again, if hood down is greater than 0, which it would be, if it's down, check. Great. Be updating unshape name, parameter name, parameter. So the hoodie's down. Oh yeah, this actually should be the opposite. So 0. So if it's not down, then it's up, and then we need to clip the hair. Okay, so that fixed it sort of. The issue is it's not toggling it anymore. We can simplify this. So let's delete, or sorry, delete, delete, delete. All right, so it's comparing the hood down value, and this is determining what the hair is doing. So the hair is checking here, and that's independent. And it should just set the value anyway. The blend shape to parameter. Update it. Then call this trigger. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. Okay. So blend shape. Don't think this is gonna work actually. We're gonna try it. And toggle. 100. Hey, there we go. It's not flipping the hair though. Working. There we go. Well, that was a lot simpler than I initially made it. I think what I don't like about how I currently have it is that it could get desynced, and you could have it so that they're offset as you toggle it. That is a potential issue that could happen, but it's good right now. So hair and hood down. Boom. Ooh yeah. Ooh yeah yeah yeah. Ooh 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 ooh. Ooh. The mouth tracking looks a lot better now. So it must have been holding on to an older version because that same mouth funneling that we're getting is gone. So I'm checking that off as well. Bada bing, bada boom. What's left? So we did all the expressions. Now we should focus on the ears and tail stuff. So let's check that out. Just the rest of that little list. Let me take a screenshot. All right, we're getting there. Let's save this again. I know I'm being a little silly about it, but I just can't stand losing work, so I'm gonna just check. Got it saved. All right. So tail sway. Numpad 4 is what we'll do. So hotkey. Blend shape, because we already have it open. We'll need a blend shape for a few things, so let's just duplicate. Hotkey. All right. So this will be numpad 4. 4. 4. This way. And we'll say 100 for now. 0.5 toggle. All right. And we can set that value to whatever. I think we can even adjust the speed. Might want to use that one as an injectable animation instead. We'll come back to that. So that's the tail. Put that up there. We'll wire these together. Just copy and paste. Ears. So ears down 100.5 level 5. That looks really good. Impressive. Oh, that looks really good. The little secondary motion. Bam, yeah. Expression looking good. Need to do a test. Yeah, we're getting into hopefully the final round of testing here. The ears. Copy block. These 2 nodes. Ears down. We'll do ears switch. Just left. Set that to 6. Interesting. I think the smoothing is interrupting it. I don't see anything happening. Ears twitch. Oh, sorry. It is ear twitch. Interesting. Well, it's moving, but it's a little small wiggle. It's not playing to completion. Interesting. Um, actually double tapping is kind of nice because that actually gives you more control because you could put your ear down a little. Huh? Maybe I'm overthinking that. Okay, copy and paste. This one will be, you guessed it, here, Twitch. Now we have both of them. Ooh. Well, that's odd. Oh. Oh, both of them at the same time is no good. Fascinating. What can I do about that? Animation IK disabled when active. We're doing ear twitch. All of it's in here. For the ears twitching, we really don't need any position values. Can I adjust that? Don't really want to do that there. Okay, let's. Then we have the ear idle. They all have position values. Okay, I actually would want to adjust that. Ears down, I do want to have position value on because they do a little bit there. But on the ear idle, don't. Okay, let's adjust in the main file. All right, adjusted. Okay, we go to animations. Well, okay, here's the tricky part. Will that affect the VR chat animations themselves? Don't know. Is a fear here. Can I even prevent it from baking position data? I don't think so. I don't think that's possible. Okay, then. Okay. Then I have my answer. We'll take these animations, except ears down, copy them. We'll go up to animation clips. We'll make a folder for these. Here, paste, and in here, we could go to each clip, start with. So I'm actually going to remove root from the front of it, as I feel like that's too similar to the imported animation VFBX. To be able to identify these a little bit easier. Beautiful. All right. Now for ear idle, select, 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 select. I shouldn't need scale either, just rotation. Delete. Rotation. Alrighty. Cool. So that's moving around. Now we can go here. Make sure we're updating properly. We have the ears down, which I'm not changing, just the ear twitch. Ear twitch L, ear twitch R, and ears idle, which we don't have anyway. So I'm gonna add that. Ears idle. Down, flick, twitch, twitch. Okay. Ears idle. Save. And that one will be a new. Flip a rune. Ears idle. Ears twitching. I'm going to remove this one. The arms crossed one. Because we're going to do that as an injected animation. Save. And one more time, select here. Open up our vNyan conversion. Where is this file? What was that? Copy. And select, bam, avatar export. All right. Boom, save. Yes, I would like to replace that. Boom, export complete, put that here. Open up Unity, drag over the file. No major difference, which is good. Except for the animations. Ear twitch, boom, boom. Okay. Now, one other aspect of them. Why does it even have rotational values for the other side? That's a good question. Doesn't need it. Don't need it. All right. Bada boom. Especially since those... The issue is they cancel each other out. Let's look at the play animation node. All right, these don't have anything resembling a additive thing. Okay, so yeah, the ears idle, the ears twitch are going to override the thing. So we need to do something else here. So when we do the hotkey, we have this blend shape. So that's the right side. So if I do 7, you can see the ears moving. They're both moving, right, because they're overriding each other right now. So just that ear. Boom, boom. Just the right ear moving back and forth. I don't want it to stay on. I want it to play once. I can't tell that to happen on this side because at the end of the day, they're already saying don't loop. Or maybe, no, I don't want it to loop. So I'm not scratching my face and just holding my hand in front of my face. That's why it's doing that. um, hmm. I think what we'll do, delay, time, start timer, timer loop. Gonna get some lunch. See you later. Thank you again for all the hard work. Hey, my pleasure. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for asking questions, and definitely wishing you well. If you're encountering any issues with your avatars, feel free to reach out. But have a good one. Bye. Let's see if I can get the hand working. Bye. Bye. Allows signal to pass only when specified amount of milliseconds has passed since the previous signal. Otherwise, drops the signal. That's interesting. So it hits. Just how fast can you click this? Okay, so that's not what I want. Wait. Wait specific milliseconds before continuing execution of output nodes will not stop parent nodes for the child's from execution. Okay, this is what I want. So what it'll do is we'll hit this and we'll do a milliseconds, thousandth of a second. So what? Just want it to do like 1 second. 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then it'll hit this 1 and set it back to 0. Or I guess, yeah, won't use it as a toggle. It'll just do it like that. So 7. We do about half that speed. So say 800. Perfect. Okay. Good stuff. Let's delete the block. We'll wrap these. We'll take this one, delete with nodes. Yes, really. And then copy and paste. Then we can unlock this one, set it to 6, switch the name here, which in the future I might want to add a redundancy so I'm only sourcing one text rather than multiple texts, but this should work. Cool. All right. We have ears down. We'll go ahead and copy and paste. This one will be numpad 8 and ears idle. I spell it like this. Actually, I don't even think I had it in this version, so won't do anything just yet. But we'll go ahead and lock it, save it back to here. We'll do our export again. Overwrite the same file again. Yes. Exported. All right. Now, 8. Cool. So now that animation is going in the background. We should be able to do the other ones in the meantime. Cool. All right. So now that's good. These are all the ears right here. So ear twitch, ear down, and ear idle. So those are all the ears there. Ah, gosh damn. Hate the zoom here. All right. What's next on the list? We have tail sway. We don't have arms crossed. We got all the ears though. We need the glow. So we'll do that as hotkey 9, I guess. Glow 100, and of course a toggle. And 2.5. Now get this. The glow kind of fades in and out. That's pretty cool. Loving that. All right. Okay. Blush. That's its own shape key. Right now I should be able to get the blush working by triggering this one, number 4. Oh, that's 4. Not on my numpad, but up top. My expressions. I kind of feel like for the blush, well, let's just try it. 4, reset with 1, then go up here, paste block. We'll do control. We'll do shift 1. I guess that's shift 2. Shift 2. Blush. Grid. Toggle 0.5. So this one, shift 2. Shift 2. Then if I hit 4, it doesn't go away. So we should be able to just turn it on whenever we want, but not necessarily. Okay. This sets it to 0. So shift 2. Okay, so it's not going to stop the blush coming through on that expression. I will be okay with that for now. Roar glow's working, ear twitch, blush, ears flick, ears down, arm cross. That's the last one. That's what this one appears for. Let's go ahead and update our graph one more time. Again. Interesting. So, animations. We go to vNyan and have our animation this animator, sorry, X, right here. This is the one we want. If I go to export injected anim, please select the object to export in scene hierarchy. Okay, so let's create an empty and we'll call this Orion Arms Frost Animation. Animation. BSF animation, no. Okay. We already have the VSF. Not that. Okay, let's look it up. I need to send a quote to WhatsApp. Okay, message sent. Braining. I forgot what I was doing. Animation, vNyan. We'll go to YouTube. vNyan animation. vNyan injected anim. I do not like that the creator of vNyan contracts words. They do that with parameters, and now they've done that with animations. Like, the only reason I'm not finding these things on a search is because it just says anim. I want to search the expected name, not some random contraction. Okay, that's okay. So we'll try this one. Okay. Move. We want injected anim. Animation name will be arms. Oh, really liked the setup they were doing there. Orion injected animations. And we'll do right arm crossed. Boom, and we'll say crossed. And we'll drop that flip right in there. Save. Then export injected anim. Let's watch the rest of that video first. Okay, so it should just be in the general vNyan animations folder. So if we go to settings, maybe if I just go, all right, here we go, search. Nope. Settings. Open app data folder. Maybe that wasn't. What did she say as the address? vNyan items animations. So I believe I opened that up in D resources, PC face, sorry, vNyan 1.5 items, animations. That's where it wants to go. Yeah, Orion injected animations. Save. Now it is sending, well, we'll see. I don't know what to expect. Nothing. All right. Seemed like it exported anything. Just closing stuff to get it out of the way. I need to refresh this. I did save the graph, right? Pretty sure I saved the graph. Settings saved everything. Okay. Close it. Please don't be broken. It's back. Yay. Yay. Not loading the guy though. Yay. He is here. He has arrived. Cool. I don't know what to put this on. We'll do Control-0. All right, so that's going to play our animation. Cool. So it just plays it once. I don't have loop. Leap motion after motion. I can't do anything else there. Okay, we only want the but we want it to hold it. Hmm. Huh. Go back to that tutorial.
Now, without further ado, basically you're going to click on add new graph. We can have the node set up. Let's set your hotkey by pressing the. So basically, now pretty much for the now pretty much for the it picks up the
Hers just seems to play it. Just to play the animation. Which is fine. Um, but I would have expected it to just keep to stay on the character. You okay, then okay. Does that mean I need an animation that crosses the arms, then a crossed arm animation, and then an uncrossed arms animation? Say that 10 times fast. I can't tell it to play and then play another one afterwards. So what other options do we have? We have play animation, record animation. That's cool. Stop animation. Okay. All right, time for some research. So we're gonna go to Discord. We're gonna search up. So animation plays once. This is a pre-animated where you're gonna blah blah blah. I don't care about that.
That animation, and then get the animator. You should also get the animation tab visible.
Oh, I have to make an animator.
Okay, let's click the animator. And now in the animator, you will see the animation builder, where we will be able to build different kinds of animations for our avatar.
Okay, so that means I have to make an animator and then adjust it through the parameters. All right, that's a little bit more challenging. That's not too difficult though. That's actually pretty straightforward. So, okay, and then this doesn't worry about animators at all. This is all on the.
So we can start simply by creating an idle animation where our character is doing something, maybe sitting down on something. And as you can see, our avatar's arms are down, and then from so we will be in the let's see. Let's select our and your beat. Okay. Click on the position. We'll then click here and select again the sitting animation. Name. Let's type sit.
BSF set animator bool. Target animator, parameter name, parameter value.
So, and now we want this specific game object to turn on the sit animation. So click on the parameter.
Oh yeah, I remember this now. So you create objects that toggle the character, the animator, and then you create animations to toggle those objects. Goofy. Or can I turn off objects in the hierarchy? Let's see. Object visibility search. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's not too bad because then we can just do the toggles through here. All right. Okay. It's a little goofy. So what we'll do is copy this animation. We're going to go back to our vNyan conversion. We have animators. We're going to create a new animator. We're going to call this Orion body controller or a skeletal animator. It's a beautiful, powerful name, and we'll put that on the root. So that's where we want it just in our animations. Yeah. And then we'll open it up. We're going to put in our clip here, paste, arms crossed. So if I open up that animator, drop it in, we can see it's right here. It's busted as hell. But we can cheat, thankfully. Let's actually make a folder for arms. Okay. So, cool thing, if this works properly, should be able to rename these properties. Oh, but they're humanoid. They're humanoid animations. But she's animating them.
Yeah, we are going to around the animation. Now we have a very
They're just straight up transform animations. um, hmm. Let's go back. VTuber or vNyan animation. Search that again. Hmm. So we can inject the animation.
So I will leave it in the description. And if you're down, then please use the version without, because it will tweak everything. That way these absolutely. Otherwise, you can just movement any mess around. That's it. Where if these characters maybe make.
Nope. Okay, that's too much work. What are we going to do? We are going to go to the character FBX file, the Orion gestures, and we're actually going to duplicate it. Then we're going to go to the rig. We're going to switch it to generic. We're going to hit apply. And then when we go to these animations, the arms crossed animation should now just have rotation values. Good. So we can take the masked one. That doesn't make sense in this context. We can take this one. Copy. And we'll paste that up here in the conversion. Then we can delete this guy. All right. Hopefully this works. So with that done, now let's get rid of everything that is not the arms moving. So spine, that's fine. Shoulders, that's where we'd want to. Boom. All right, so shoulders, thigh. Okay, good. So it's just the actual arms crossed animation. There is nothing else in there. So let's swap that here. Or we don't want to swap it. That's not the goal, because What we really need is more control by dropping this into an animator. And good. Here you can see we can actually rename things. See how this broken up. We just need to delete that first root. It'll be good. Because we're going to be putting this animation in this animator right here. This. And we really just want rotation. We'll keep everything for now. Honestly, this would be pretty awesome to script. If I do that, you can see that it is now finding the correct spot. This would be worth building a script for. Maybe I have already. Let's just make a folder called editor. Show and explore. This. Open up cursor. All right, so create a Unity editor script that takes a animation clip parameter. For each keyframe name, it will remove a given substring, target substring. Cool. I'll be right back. I have to run to the restroom. I'm back. Sorry about that. All right. Load in. Okay, keyframe remover. So we're going to give it the clip we just created. Right. I'm actually going to duplicate it just so I have it back up. And what's our substring we're going to remove? It's going to be root slash. There. That's what we want to remove. Boom. Process that clip. Okay, so now when we look here, look here. This animation looks correct now. Yay. Okay. So what we want, we're going to rename this so this will be cross arms. So we'll duplicate. This one will be uncross arms. And the issue with this one is we can't. Okay, we can mask. We need a better mask though. Create the avatar mask be Orion, vNyan. Okay. We'll drop in our FBX. Right. Here. Import, turn off all humanoid. Toggle all for the body. Just do shoulder. Okay. That should be the mask that we want. This one right here. Okay. Fingers crossed on that one. All right. That mask might still be incorrect because of where the transform name starts. Starts at root rather than root X. I don't know. I really don't know. Let's just hit play. See what happens. I think I would have to ensure that this one is not enabling any sort of preview. Okay. Should have crossed the arms, but there's no motion, which means that this mask is not working. Okay. We'll reset it. Or do I? Sorry, it is just it is not a humanoid animation, so right. Okay, so it should actually work. And it's this that's moving him down. That is correct. Good. Right, that means it's working basically as expected. So we cross the arms, and over here we're going to go speed -1. That will uncross the arms. None of these should be writing defaults, I don't think. Nope. And go here. Let's delete this one. It's crossed. This one can go away as well. And then we'll duplicate. Just say arms cross. And we'll take this side, delete it. Take this. All right. So it's just arms cross. Boom. That's going to default. Null. So it'll be our layer state default. No motion, no right defaults. Okay. Drop this here. And we'll create a transition. And this will be based on this parameter, which is a bool. We'll call this cross arms. And there you go. There you go. Good girl. My cat just crawled up. Cute. So if cross arms is true, go this way. And if cross arms is false, go this way. And it doesn't have any sort of exit time, except cross the arms are crossed, we uncross them, put it back, save. All right, good stuff. What we need now are these toggle objects, so we'll call them toggles. We'll create cross arms true. Oops. That'll be the name. And here we'll set a bool. Okay. So this will be disabled to start with, but when we turn it on, it'll take the root parameter and it'll set cross arms to true. Duplicate it. False. There we go. So if I hit play, should work. Should be able to turn this one on. Turn this one off. Interesting. Super close. But there's no default state. I think that's okay though. Actually don't know. Let's look at vNyan really quick. Let's look up tracking. Not very useful. Okay. That's all we need technically to start testing. So save. We're going to do our export avatar. We're going to look up where to export them. This one. This one. Save. Yes. All right. So, exported. Back to vNyan. Back to grabbing the file, dropping it in here. Nothing's happening except the arms are fucked. All right. All right. Okay, maybe there's more we can do with the VSF. So, VSF. Do we have any layer effects we can do? We can set the animator parameters. Maybe we do need right defaults on. And we'll just export again. Okay, back to here. Refresh the file once again. I don't think this is going to fix it, but it did not. Okay, so arms are still up. What can I do about that? So I do want to be able to do an animation to control the character. The reason I wasn't using the animations themselves, the injected ones, is because I don't have any control over the timing. The animation just stops after a while. Just to confirm that. Control 0. May not work with this avatar. It's actually just Do I have any way to adjust states here? So if I select this, add behavior, there's no state behavior unlike some other, like VRChat. So if I have this animator on the body, that is just stuck there. Unless I create an animation to turn it off. Maybe that's the trick. Let's give that a shot. So we'll make another blend shape, which we'll call disable skeleton animator. And go down here, add value, boom, disable skeleton animator. And you guessed it, we're going to make a flip. Orion, vNyan, disable skeleton. Okay. Save. This would go into this animator. Just going to get rid of everything else right now to keep it simple. And we hit record, we go to root, and we just turn this off. Over here, record, select the root. Add property on the body, root, interesting, it doesn't let me interact with that. Okay. I can't directly interface with the animator. Great. Okay. Interesting. Okay. We need a little bit more research then. All right, it's going to take a bit longer than I'd like. Hoping to. This is basically the last thing, the final thing for the VTuber. What we need to take a look at is Discord for Suvi. And what we'd like to look up is animation stop. Hey there. Da, 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 da. anyone needs a solution. Not sure if it'll work for everyone, but this is what worked for me. To turn off the animation completely so the arms won't just stay frozen after taking a bite out of the treat, added a wait node, stop animation node. So they're literally manually rotating the bones. Okay, I did back up this graph. Let's go back here. Let's just disable the animator for now. Then we'll export again. All right. Boom. Boom. Take the boy, drop him in. Should fix the arms. Yay. Okay. So now they're moving rather than just being stuck in a T pose. And if I do Control 0, that is so close to what we want. It's so sad that it's just not working. Smooth milliseconds. I don't know. Will that allow me to? It's not making a difference. Why does the animation just stop? It's really the main question because it should stick around. Okay, so we've backed up the graph. I'm gonna delete. I know it's backed up, but so new graph, delete the old one, and let's try that again with a play animation and a hotkey. Set it to 1 for right now. Put this here. Okay, so it's the animation itself that is not continuing to play. There's nothing, as far as I can tell, that's interrupting it. Let's see if we can update vNyan. If that'll help. So let's go to download now. Take me to downloads. So it is on a new version. Let's get that going. We'll go here. Come on. Perfect. So this one we'll rename to 1.6.6G. We'll close this. Open up this. Graph. Should, oh, I guess there's still one graph. Perfect. It's not set on the right animation because that animation has been added. So back here, we'll go into 0.6.5, items, animations. Copy this, back out to here. Boom, items, animations. Paste. Is it here now? Nope, we have to restart it. Okay. So this one is not masked. Plays the full animation. You know what? This is the older anim right here, which I think I removed completely. Why don't we try just the transform one? Maybe that's all that's required. So we'll do that. Save. We'll do vNyan export injected anim. We're going to send that. Yeah, where did I save it? All right. Yeah, just overwrite that file. Close and reopen one more time. Stay. Ah, funny. Okay. So it won't even. Wow. Interesting. Okay, so if there's no humanoid bones, it doesn't even animate. And it's still ending immediately. Okay, so let's just search inject animation and stop animation stop. That'd be a good one. Ah, ordered execution. see you're sliding away. You're sliding away. There you go. Stop to use a smooth Hello, Kabar. Welcome. Hey. We're working on some VTuber stuff right now. Strange. Why won't it why won't it stay? Funnily enough, we do want we're going to use the injected anims. And it would require this one. All right. So what we want to happen is for it to play the animation, then have the arms crossed for as long as we want, and then another button to interrupt that. Uncross the arms. That's doable. Okay, that I know how to do. So what we do is we cross the arms. Then we'd want another be arms crossed. And we'll actually rename this one to cross arms, arms crossed. Say cross arms, arms crossed, and uncross arms. Cross is a funny word if you look at it too. Cross. Start with capital letters. My caps lock was on. I would never hold that against you. I want to see screaming letters. Just kidding. The problem is doesn't matter because this one just stops. So how would I keep it there? So I guess this triggers it. Oh, this one's the busted one. So we'd want something like keep animating. Actually, play an animation. Why wouldn't I just do it through standard blend shape stuff? Let's give that a shot. Right, because in a standard blend shape, you can't control. Oh, okay, it's just going in circles. You can't control it. We need to be able to use the playable animation clip. It has to be an injected animation. But it only plays once. Okay, I think this is time for a question. So, Techie Talk, Vroid, and Unity. I don't know what the difference is there. The way to do this at the moment would be to create your animations as injected animations and making a wait play animation chain with the node graphs. You have to make the prop have its own animations. To do this, alternatively, you create a custom object or prop with animated IK targets, supporting model level animation controller, something we're looking into when implementing our own model format, but that's still a bit off. That was just a few days ago. Okay. So the wait, play, wait, chain. So that was execute, ordered execution. So go here. Oh, let's just have it play it twice, see what happens there. Oh, wait, we're not going to see any difference because it's not playing anything. Yay! Okay, let's update those animations. So we'll go here. We have arms crossed, masked. That's fine. What I want is arms crossed, masked. I think it's masked. Not yet. Perfect. And then 23 to 0. Oh, 0. 3. Mirror. No, I'd like to flip the motion. I thought I was able to do that. I can do it by select. Usually there's one here, so I guess I need to remove this. Okay, we'll just duplicate this again. Move it back up to the character. Come on. And we'll create a folder which is arms crossed transform, because these are transform animations, whereas this is humanoid. Drop that right there. So this is the humanoid one. Beautiful. We'll take it, duplicate, negative up, loop time. did I think that? Oh, no, that's when it's in an animator. Hmm. Can I flip it past? I can. Okay. So if this is on 23, then flipping it would put it on 46, which would be 126, just a little bit outside that one. There. The timing here is weird. 118, 120, 122, and then just 2. I don't know. Close enough. Okay, we can scooch this over. All right, so now we have it flipped. So, yeah. Okay, and then one more is crossed arms. And crossed arms, we would just want so many things to click. Cross arms, crossed arms. Oh. It only flipped like half. Um, let me try that again. Delete. Let's go back here. Okay, so it can work. So make sure we have all the keyframes selected. Okay, so that's actually uncrossing. And then duplicate that, and this will just be crossed arms, which is this. Um, that looks great. I want this pose, so I'm just going to copy that, go to crossed arms, paste it. Good stuff. I don't know. Something about the copy pasting there was getting weird. The arms crossed. Boom. Sorry. Crossed arms. Arms crossed. And cross. Okay. Those are the injectable animations. Then we'll select them and hit export injected animation. We're going to overwrite these. Save. Yes, I do want to replace that. Okay, we'll go here. We'll do menu, settings, save. Okay, and then just close. Open. Should be my boy here. Where my boy at? But it's not. It's okay. All right. So we have cross arms, arms cross. We only have the two. Ah, I see. Uncross. Cross arms, arms crossed. Oh, fucking confusing to say that a jillion times. Okay. Export. Years. Okay. Beautiful. All right. Okay. So we put this up. We got our node. Graph. This one. Now we have three animations. We have cross arms. Let's just do the one hotkey for right now. Cross arms. Boom. And basically want this. So it's just the arms. Beautiful. It does kind of pull the head forward a little bit. Not too much I can do about that. All right. So it plays the animation. Then what we want it to do is play this. Then keep the arms crossed. Then uncross them. It just jumps straight to the last animation. This is garbage. This is actually just garbage. I don't want that. Great. Try just cross arms. Arm animation. Really? Arm. Let's just add a post. Injected animations immediately stop playing. I want to cross the arms of the VTuber. But the injected animations do not stick around. Why? Why and how to fix. Okay. All right, we'll leave that up. That's pretty much almost everything. Really is just this left. Maybe the tiers. Let's load in our graph. Here's my hood. We do want to add for the hoodie, we don't want to be able to toggle the hair while it's off or do the opening. So that would be in our space here. Basically, we have this working. So hoodie off. Called hoodie off. It's a little confusing, but 3 does that. We want to check that value. And we'll open this up, delete the block, and we'll add blend shape param, blend shape 2 parameter. Okay, this goes right here. It's going to use the same value. The parameter will be hood on. Then we tracking wrap. Okay, and we want a switch. If those are booleans. What do I want? Greater, compare, decimal. Number. These are stupid. I guess this one would work because we're just looking to see if it's on at all. So that will work fine. We need to get the parameter though. So this will be a decimal parameter, decimal. Perfect. Oh, I see. No, we can put a param in there. Right. Number or param. So is hood on greater than or equal to 0. All right. So remove this. If it's greater than 0, then we toggle. Otherwise, we don't do anything. That's simple. Wrap. I do want this. Because what we'll do is unlock here. Buggy. Okay. So if it's greater than 0, that means we can do these. Should be good. So now doesn't do jack shit. Hoodie opens. This isn't going down. I see. So the issue is that these two things happen at the same time. Which means we need a trigger for the hoodie. Hate these block things. They are garbage. So. I'm going to call trigger toggle hoodie. Okay, and that's what this will do. toggle hoodie. And it should do it right now. Cool. Then we have the trigger toggle hoodie. And it's going to set the blend shape. And then call trigger. I guess I could just do ordered execution. Yeah, that's a lot simpler. So delete node. So goes here. First thing it does, set the value. Oh. Next thing it does is set the parameter. That's all I actually needed. Delete, delete. Oh. Crap. Hello, moons. Welcome. We're trying to work on an avatar right now. Interesting. Still not working. Should update the parameter. But I suppose this one will always work. It's just the compare decimal that's really the main issue. Sets the number and then blend shaped param. Like the blend shaped. Copies Blender's clip's current value to a numeric parameter. Can't just get the blend shape status. And let's just set param. Okay, we'll just make it way simpler. Delete. So what's it gonna do? Let's set the blend shape there. You know what? Whatever. And this will be hood on. I would really wish that would toggle. Man, this stuff sucks. It's so tricky sometimes. This is what I was doing before. And open and close it. That's fine. That's totally fine. And in fact, the other one is fine as well. Whether or not that is on or off. What we actually want to worry about is the hair clip here. really need to actually make a full set of logic. So what's the parameter? Parameter is this one. Hood on. And we set it. So, man, I really wish this was a fucking toggle, but that'd make way too much sense, wouldn't it? Man. That's actually infuriating. Why isn't there just a toggle? Like just a straight up Boolean toggle. Filter bool. I have a bool param. So parameter to decimal adds it. Silly. And we can only have decimal parameters? Why? Oh. Why? Fucking stupid. That's actually stupid. Ay, ay, ay. Let's try one more thing for the crossed arms. I'm gonna hit loop on this. Hmm. Oops. so it crosses the arms. That's fine. Put it back one more time. It just hit. Just arms crossed. Yay! There we go. So we have to have a separate animation. Okay. All right. Thank goodness. So we can do this. Where we put this here. This will be a cross arms. So we cross the arms, then we keep them crossed. Just has to be this order. Like so. Okay, so this once we're really stuck in a stop animation, that's it. Isn't very ordered at all. And I can't really call this animation after the other one. So I guess what we would actually need to do is delete that, plug this in. Jesus. This is such a finicky program. And what's worse is none of the VTubing software is any better. It's all just super finicky. So let's try. Something like that. Okay. I think we got some good stuff there. So now what we'd want is a parameter. Set. Parameter. Text parameter. I would love a bool. So, parameter name, arms crossed. Set a value of 0.9, I guess. I don't know. So it sets that parameter. Then it does nothing because we actually need a comparison. So compare decimal. I guess I could use a text. Then it's not. Why? Why? Why are these fucking? It's so goofy. It's so goofy. Who fucking sets it up like this? Like this is, yeah, this is how I want it to work. Oh yes. Okay, sorry, I'm just grabbing now. So if it's greater than 0, which it definitely would be, then we want to stop the animation for now. it's greater than 0. Stop the animation. If it is, so if it's greater than 0, then what we do, again, stop it and set it to 0. And then if it equals 0, then we go to these ones. Okay, so interesting. Oh, and then we would need to set it. Set that parameter one more time. So all right, let's let's do negative 0.5. I don't know. So if it's literally this one will be 0.5. Gotcha. That makes it clear. Great. Garbage. Hot garbage. This compare thing is the worst. It's actually the worst. The pool. Filter pool. Next to pool. So here's the value. Numpad goes here. We want to look at a parameter. That's going to be arms crossed. So if the parameter is true, and we set it to false, we stop playing the animation. If it's false, we set it to true, and we play our animation. That's how simple it should be. We're missing this wait here. We can delete this one. Try again. Very close. Okay, so this is not referencing the parameter. Oh, I see. Text or carrots parameter. There we go. Yay. Okay. That's what we were missing. Oh, thank God. That took 1,000,000 billion years, but we did do it. So let's load in our graph. No, don't proceed. Add a new graph. We'll rename this one cross graph. Rename. So this one is the one we want to replace. We want to replace this one. Worst case scenario, I do it now, but please don't break. So I'm going to wrap connected nodes. I'm going to copy the block, go back to this graph and paste the block. I'm going to go to this graph and delete it. Yes, I'm sure. Okay. Let's change this hotkey right here. We'll do I don't know. Shift 1. We'll do Shift 1. It's messed up, but with our textable understanding, we might be able to actually fix our text setup there. Have a bump there. Smooth milliseconds. Let's do 450 and Pause tracking effects. Exactly what that does. Pause built-in effects such as expressive tilt, breathing, and arm sway during animation. Okay, well. That would does need to pause the tracking on the hands. There's a little bit of stutter. I don't think I can avoid that. I don't have the other way to do that. All right. 2:02. Oh shit, I really gotta go. Oh boy, I gotta go get on the road right now. Okay. Dang. Well, this is a good spot to end it. I hate VTubing software. VTubing software is bad. All software is bad. All software is bad. All right. Save. Okay. So now the graph's saved. Nice. Hey, that works pretty well. Actually looks pretty good. Wink, wonk. Should be able to do. All right, we'll have to test live link when we get back. But I do have to end it here. Thank you, everyone who's been hanging out. Hope you're all having an amazing day. I got to get moving. Got to get on the road. So I'll catch you all tomorrow for Tuesday. It's already flying by. Hope you're all having a great Christmas weekend.